Alright, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the review of this beautiful car behind me. And right now we're going to do just the external review, and then we'll go for the drive and do the main review of the car. So, quick refresher on the car. This is a 2017 Lexus RCF. It has a 5-liter naturally aspirated V8 making about 470 horsepower. And it looks really damn good. So I just want to highlight some of the details I really like on the car itself and the things that the owner added afterwards. First of all, gorgeous body lines. For a coupe, this is it's a longer coupe, but it is a really good looking coupe. It's very styled with Japanese styling, all the angular sharp edges over here, all the Lexus touches that you get. Carbon fiber pretty much all along the bottom of this car, a little canard, splitter, side skirts, rear diffuser, wing on the back. And it is very tastefully done. It's not too much carbon, but it's enough to where it grabs your attention, especially on the white paint, which I'm a big fan of the white color. And one of my favorite things that he did, super tasteful, is these acid green accents all over the car. They're very small, they're very subtle, but they add such a nice flair and a little bit of a touch of color on a white car with black accents. Yeah, the taillights are red, but the acid green just pops out a little bit more, and it's really nice, and I'm a big fan of it. He does have the NVIDIA exhaust on this car. It's just a catback exhaust, but it's already a great sounding engine and a great sounding car, so you don't really need to add a whole lot. He's got his racing number on the side as well as his name. Big fan of the windshield banner right here, the Lowered Lifestyle and the Lexus Society. I think it's a really, really clean look. So this one is a street build, and I say that for two reasons. One, because it is, and two, because I may be getting a track build on the car. So for those of my friends watching who aren't really car people, let me explain what that means. So a street build is something that might have some track add-ons, like for example, this has track suspension on it, it's lowered, and it has stickier tires for, you know, going through corners and stuff. But there's still a focus on aesthetic. As you can see, it's a very clean, very tasteful, well put together look. Whereas a full track car, I'm not saying they aren't aesthetically pleasing or they don't look good, but the main focus is strictly performance. And it gets really crazy when you get into like the time attack cars. They'll have like 2 wings on the front of the car, not even just the back. It's ridiculous, but this is a street build. So like I said, focus on the aesthetics. I really like the black accents all the way up throughout the car. The way this black wrap just fades into the rest of the car, up the windshield and over the back. This is something I'd never seen before. He explained that these are something that they do in Japan. I don't remember what they were called, but I think they look clean, and they add a little bit more airflow to the back of the car. This awesome wing, which does go up. I will be showing that later. All right, let's talk interior. So we are in the cockpit officially. Let me give it a quick start so I can point out some things that I like about it. Really quick, I just want to say that I love the interior design on this. Everything is very well integrated. There's not too many or too little buttons. There's not a big annoying screen. It's very well integrated into the dash line, so it doesn't come up into your field of view. Switch it to, I like that there's different drive modes on this car because you can actually get like 25 miles a gallon on the freeway if you're cruising. So these are all the sport gauges. I'm getting ready for the Canyon review, so I have the G-force meter right there. Very reminiscent of the Lexus LFA is this right here. It's very responsive, it's very accurate. I always get worried when I see a digital one because you never know how accurate they built it. We still have the analog speedo right there, which I like it, it's classy. And of course, being a Lexus, there's still class involved, so you have this nice, I'm not sure if it's gonna show it just right. Nice clock right there. Also, steering wheel design, very nice, very simple, not too many buttons, and they're actual buttons so they don't, you know, click when you don't want them to. Carbon fiber, Lexus F, a lot of little F hints everywhere. Back of the car. As I mentioned, this is Lexus's version of like Mercedes AMG or BMW M, just denotes their performance division. I really like the back of this car, it looks so good. It's just such a nice looking rear end. But back to the interior, very, very tasteful as well. F Performance seats, as you can see right there, very nice, very comfortable too, because I've been driving this thing a lot and long drives, and I thought the sports seats were going to be a little uncomfortable because they can be sometimes, but it was actually very nice. More carbon fiber trim. I like how the carbon fiber isn't overly done, you know, he didn't swap out the entire dash for all carbon fiber. It's very tasteful. Alcantara accents throughout here in the door, right here on top of the display, center console, and the nice blue stitching. There's a lot of little blue stitching in and around this car on the steering wheel, shifter and stuff. Overall, it's just very, very tasteful. I'm a big fan. You guys don't really know this, but I'm gonna tell you, I try to go for the tasteful builds for the most part, because aesthetics is a very big thing for me, and when a car looks good and looks mechanically sound, I just want it. You know, when it comes to taking the pictures and stuff, I really like when a car just looks good because it makes the pictures look good. Who would have thought? But I think that's gonna just about wrap it up for this part of the video, and then I think we're gonna go head out into the canyons in just a second here. So we'll catch you guys when I get there, and then after that I'll just give my final thoughts on the car. So peace out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially reached the driving portion of this video. The engine, the tires, everything's all warmed up, temps are looking good. It's cold outside, so it'll keep everything cool. And yeah, we're gonna get started. As always, you know, I'm not just giving it 100% through these corners, but I am giving it some speed so I can get a feel for the car and tell you guys what I'm thinking so far. So let's get started, guys. Alright, so if we're gonna start anywhere, I say we start with the engine. 5-liter V8, naturally aspirated, sounds amazing. You know, it's really good to see V8 still being made, especially by a Japanese company. And I gotta say, the Japanese V8 sounds a little bit different than your average American V8. Have that raspiness or that deepness that a lot of American muscle cars do, and it sounds good. Having a nice V8 is one thing, but the engine, no matter how good it sounds, is only as good as the transmission it's attached to. And I want to talk about that because this transmission is phenomenal. It's an 8-speed automatic, but it shifts so fast, especially for it not being a dual clutch. I also really like the paddle feedback on the transmission. Another good thing about this car, you know, in the day of like 1,000 horsepower cars, at 470-ish horsepower, it's not overwhelmingly fast, and it actually teaches you to be more of a better driver rather than just, you know, have like a 720S and just fly through these things just because you can once you step on that throttle. It really helps me with my cornering and stuff and carrying the speed through corners and my braking. And I like that because you don't get that much nowadays. Now I'm sure you guys have noticed me bouncing around quite a bit, and that is because he is on race suspension. And it's really helping me decide how fast to go through some of these turns because it provides awesome road feel. You know, I can feel the suspension unsettling on each 4 of the tires, so it gives me a great idea of how much throttle to go in with the corner. Also, when you do have suspension that's bouncy, it's good to have good seats, and this thing has awesome seats. And I want to just acknowledge, these are the OEM seats, factory. They are so comfortable while also keeping me so in place in these corners. Like, I don't slip at all out the side of these seats. They just keep me locked in. And the brakes when I'm getting ready to go through a corner. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, before I wrap this video up, just wanted to give my final thoughts on this beautiful car. I was really impressed, I'm not gonna lie. So even though I'm a big fan of the F cars, looking at the numbers on this car, I was kind of skeptical of how it was gonna handle. You know, it's almost 4,000 pounds and only 400 horsepower, so I was kind of worried it wouldn't be able to handle the weight through the corners and it would slip on me a little bit, but it didn't. Handled beautifully. And my GoPro died while I was filming that. But that's okay, things happen. Yeah, basically I was just gonna say I'm really happy with how the car handled. I was really impressed with it. You know, the power to weight ratio kind of was throwing me off a little bit. I wasn't 100% sure it was gonna feel fast or be able to handle certain corners and certain speeds, but it definitely surprised me. The suspension and the tires definitely helped with that, but I was very happy with how the car handled. And honestly, the whole time I was filming the car, and especially when I was reviewing the car, I couldn't help but think one specific thing the entire time, and that is, it really reminds me a lot of like the E92 M3. I'll probably get a lot of flack for saying that because obviously there's some clear differences, you know. It doesn't have that obvious high red line that the E92 does, but the trade-off for that is instead of having a high red line, you get a really reliable engine. And I think that's a good trade-off, but they're both long, two-door luxury coupes, essentially, that are also performance-based sports cars. So they just felt very similar to me. And much like the E92 M3, they're both great recipes for customization. There's a lot of aftermarket support for both of those cars and a lot you can do with both of them to build, you know, street car, track car, show car, pretty much everything, really. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. I want to give another massive shout out to Carl, aka KStarOC on Instagram. Throw it up right here. I appreciate it a lot, man. I hope you enjoyed this video as well as the previous one, and it was an absolute pleasure filming and driving your car. And fingers crossed, I will hopefully get that track car, or the track version of the RCF on the channel very soon. So until then, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.